Hello you all, welcome back to my channel. This is Sheba and I'm on here to share with you all two mixed media art journaling cards I created. I'm going to be putting these cards, as I mentioned before if I'm not mistaken, in a journal book that I'm going to be making eventually, but I just haven't made the journal book yet, but I'm just making all the cards first. And then I'll, get the journal book made, and then once I'm done, then I'll come back and share with you all the book with all the cards I've created on the inside of the book. But yeah, so I hope that you're all having a great day, having a great week. And I want to thank you for coming over to my channel and watching my video. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you all what I use, and then I'll share with you all the first journal card that I created. So what I use is some vintage photo and distressed ink for just the distressing around the edges of the card. I also use a little bit of the calligraphy ink and white just for some splatting, just a little bit of splatting. Distressed crayon and cocktail party, some texture paste and opaque texture paste, distress oxide and kiss flamingo, also in picked raspberry, some distress spray stain and wild honey, and then I use this stencil, which is from Tim Holtz. It's THS 143, and that's what it looks like. And then I also use this stencil right here, which is THS 007. And that's what that one looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you. I'll use a paper doll and some Tim Holtz paper strips, and then the sentiment from one of the sticker books. So here is the card that I created. So I did do something on the reverse of the card, and I'm not going to share with you all because it looks a hot mess. No, would not share that. I was trying to do something, but it didn't turn out right because I didn't have the right stencil. So yeah. Anyway, so I just flipped it over and used the reverse side just so I don't waste any of my cardstock. So I inked the background with Kiss Flamingo first. Then I sprayed just a little bit of the wild honey just to give it a, to kind of blend in the colors a little bit. Then I went in with this stencil, this flower stencil, and I stencil like in this corner and also down here. So it's kind of covered up. You can't really see it. You can, but you cannot. Yeah, so that's what I did. And then I did a little splatting with the calligraphy ink and white. I don't know if you can see that, just a little bit of splatting. And then I took this stencil with the texture opaque paste, and I just kind of did a little texturing here in this corner and also down here in this corner. And then once it dried, I just went through my paper dolls, Tim Holtz paper dolls, and I found these two little girls holding hands. I thought they were really cute. And so I did use some collage matte medium and put that on them first. And then I took the distressed cocktail party crayon and I just kind of colored in. You can see it more on her dress because her dress was like a lighter color, like almost white. So I, tinted the dress and did a little tinting on hers, but I'm gonna do some more on hers as well because hers was darker. But anyway, and then I use these paper strips. This was like one long thick strip, and I just cut it in half and just used part of it to layer there. And then here's another paper strip that they are standing on, and then I put a sentiment from the sticker book that says live in the moment. And that is that card. Okay, so that's the first one. Let me just move some of this stuff out the way. Show that. And that's just a really simple card, just a little play. Okay, and then my next card, what I used, okay, from my favorite, one of my favorite Stampers Anonymous stamp sets, Field Notes, CMS 396. I just use this one right here, the circle stamp. And then I use a collage strip from Tim Holtz as well, and some number strips and then a digital. And then I use this stamp from Stampers Anonymous, the Ultimate Grunge CMS 075, just for a little bit of filler, the space filler. So I use this one right here. And then the main focal point of the card is this Stampers Anonymous stamp, and it's Abstract Floral CMS 479, and I use this one right here. And I just cut off these little pieces right here because how I did it, it just didn't look right when I was trying to cut it, so I just cut them off. So let me go ahead. Oh, and then I also use I use this right here, Distress Oxide and Kiss Flamingo, and I also use Distress Oxide and Peacock Feathers, and I also did use another stencil, and I forgot to share that with you guys. Let me just find it really quick. I almost forgot about it. So I do have a lot of stencils. Well, not a lot, but I have enough. I wanted to share real quickly. Where'd it go? I use this stencil right here. And this is THSM02M. And it's just diamonds, and it's a set of 3. I actually used a stencil at the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo at one of the vendors' booths, and I liked it so much, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get it. So I went on Stampers Anonymous and purchased it from them. So yeah, so that's what I use. So here is this card. So this is, and I love the way this turned out, you guys. I really do. So what I did first, I went on the background with peacock feathers, and I distressed the whole background of the card. And then I went in, I took the stencil, I took the diamond stencil, and I put some of the Kiss Flamingo on top and sprayed it to wet it down to do like some dipping on there to give the imprint. But it didn't turn out right, so once it dried right here, I was like, okay, it looks fine. I can still take the stencil and just go on top with Kiss Flamingo and stencil through it. And that's what I did. And so you can see it. And then I also took some of the, not some of the, but the Stampers Anonymous Grunge, Ultimate Grunge, and I just kind of did some little fillers here and just different areas of the card. I also used some old music note paper that I have in my stash. Put that down and kind of distress it with vintage photo. Here's that stamp from Field Notes that I stamped out and with peacock feathers and distressed the edges. This right here is a collage strip from Tim Holtz, and I thought that color went perfect with the little diamonds, so I put that there. And then this is a number strip from Tim Holtz, and then this is a digital from Etsy. And then here is the abstract floral that I did. I heat embossed it, I fussy cut it out, and then I took the Kiss Flamingo and peacock feather and just kind of dipped it. You know, when I wet it, I dipped it to give it like that watercolor effect. And I love the way that turned out. And like I said, I cut those little pieces off at the top, which was fine. I think it still looks good. And that is this card. And I also did do some distressing around the edges with vintage photo. So yeah, so those are my 2 cards I created. My mixed media art journaling cards I created to share with you all. So I hope that you all enjoyed my share. I do want to thank you all so much for watching. You all have yourself a great day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.